Woo! So, one of my friends shared this quote that really stuck with me. He said, "Advertising is the art of convincing people to spend money they don't have for something that they don't need." This was said by Will Rogers. And I've been thinking about how, we bring advertised to more than ever, 14,000 different advertisements per day that the average human's exposed to. And advertising isn't just the selling of products and services, but the selling of ideas, concepts, and ways of thinking. Here's the worldview that you should have, and here's the lifestyle that you should live, and here's the ways you should think, here's the things you should stand for. And how important it is more than ever to protect ourselves from being constantly influenced by the media that is around us and that's consumed by us. And what I want to talk about is how the heart should really be the primary thing influencing us, informing our speech, informing our minds, informing our actions, and how when it's the opposite way around, where the mind is now usurping the heart space, how we're not going to really feel fulfilled. And that's what most content is. It's not necessarily there to drop you into your heart's greatest truth and excitement and vision and passion and something that's going to be medicinal for you specifically. It's really a lot of selling of what you should do, how you should be, the money you should make, the life you should have, the thoughts you should think. And whether or not it's explicitly stating that or not, there is a psychological impact that it has on our mind and our psyche and our ability to feel fulfilled and our ability to tap into what's actually true and right and real for us moment to moment. If I'm constantly consuming and hearing philosophies from others that's life's path is not my life path, they're compelling, they're powerful, they're well-spoken, then it might knock me off of my own heart trajectory, get me more into my mind, get me contemplating things that I wouldn't really be contemplating if I was just sitting with myself thinking about the things that are most important to me. And so what I want to talk about is our mental diet and how we should protect it. In Ayurveda, we talk about the 5 senses being the main diet that we have. So our diet's not just what we're eating, but what we're smelling, what we're consuming through the ears, through the eyes, through the nose, through the skin, and all of that's going into our mind influencing us. And so a lot of people think about diet as what they eat, but it's really everything we're consuming on every level. What am I hearing? And the hearing is the most important thing. In pretty much all of the Vedic philosophy, it says we see through our ears because we don't see with our eyes, we see with the conceptions that we have. And based on our conceptions, our cosmovision, our worldview, our beliefs that have been given to us, we're going to see the world through that lens. When that lens is being constantly colored by other people's perspectives and colors and projections and fears and traumas and ways of being that have gotten them what they wanted to get, and now you should do the things my way because I want you to believe what I want you to believe so that you buy my things. That's the primary thing. Or 2, just out of a genuine goodwill, they're sharing wonderful things. And so the main point is to not just reject everything that people are saying. There's a lot of movement out there that people are canceling all of these big name podcasters and influencers and things like that. And there may be, great reasons for that in their character. But what I don't agree with is that you can just be self-made and self-led entirely. I believe there's a guru in the heart. There's our heart space that's wind tapped into, constantly unfolding a magical vision of life that's so particular to us that will bring medicine to ourselves and bring medicine to everybody around us. I believe there's also gurus without, meaning other people that can help guide us more and more into our own truth, and that we shouldn't just be listening to gurus without discernment, and we shouldn't just be listening to our own voice and mental speculations and projections and egos with no discernment as well. This is the challenge because everybody that's online, we don't really know what their character is. It's impersonal. We used to live in villages where we could see the daily conduct, how they treat people, how they deal with money, how they deal with power, how they deal with conflict, how generous they are, moment to moment to moment, and really understand a person. And then by observing the person and by them observing us, if they're an elder or someone more developed than us in a particular way, then we can understand that, yes, this is a right teacher for me. But now we're just being influenced and taught by and told how to think and act by people we don't really know. We don't really know the character of. And that's problematic. I want us to just assess, myself included, how much am I allowing my own heart's greatest vision and contribution to have the space and natural time and protection, like sprouts in a garden, to not be trampled on by other media and other people's visions and information. How much am I tending to that small little sprout of what wants to arise and blossom in my own heart? And how much am I avoiding doing that work and just think it's a lot easier to go along with other people's philosophies and ideas of what should and should not be done in my life? It's certainly a shortcut to just go ahead and follow somebody else, but it also diminishes our ability to be deeply satisfied. This is what I want to refine in my own life. This is what I wanted to speak about today. We don't want to just cut off gurus for the sake of only I know what's true and what's best and what's right and real for me. And we don't want to just listen to gurus and not have a connection to what's true and what's right and what's real for me. There needs to be an integration of integrated mentors and integrated students. Finding people, finding content that will actually enrich you, that will, from the foundation of you knowing yourself enough, keep you in that path of evolution and not take you onto someone else's path. In the Gita it says, to do one's own duty imperfectly is better than to do another person's duty perfectly. We can be successful by making the money, living the lifestyle, emulating somebody else well, but feel totally unfulfilled and totally unsuccessful by our soul and heart's standard. I would rather stumble through, figure out, really, what am I here for? Really, what do I want to stand for? And through time, through prayer, through becoming a genuine student of life, find the people that are going to nurture that and bring that out in me, rather than constantly being advertised to for things I don't need, to spend money I don't have, time and attention I don't have, for a life I don't really want. So, food for thought. Catch you in the next one.